Today we're heading up to the sheep camp to see our Agush. It's high up in the mountains. I filmed him a month ago, but back then I didn't have any medicine with me, and I couldn't help him. And this is the condition we found him in. He's 6 years old. Now our mission is to track him down and get him the bare essentials: antibiotics, ointments. But there's a catch. They've left this pasture and moved even higher into the mountains, and we have to reach him.
Akbai, gel Akbai, gel.
And on the way, we came across the flock of the legendary Boris. He's 9 years old. He's fought off countless attacks from wolves and hyenas. I've known this dog for a long time, 3 years now, maybe even 4. And every time I see him, he's covered in brutal, devastating wounds. And every time I catch myself thinking, this is it. I'm seeing you for the last time. He won't make it. But half a year or a year would pass, and I'd see him again, back in action, back in the fight. He's an unstoppable gladiator. How he endures those injuries, I still can't figure it out. This dog deserves a like. He's a true warrior with a capital W.
Это can.
Right now we're treating him with ichthyol ointment. It's an excellent antiseptic, and it also draws out pus. We got lucky running into him, and so did he. We had 2 tubes, and we shared one with Boris. He deserves it. This dog is worthy of our help. The great thing about this ointment is that you don't even need to spread it around the wound. Body heat does the job for you. It melts and spreads on its own, filling every affected area. We're leaving this tube with Boris, and now we're moving on, climbing even higher into the mountains to check on Agush. Let me remind you where we are. Turkmenistan, the ancestral homeland of the Turkmen Alabai. To be more precise, we're deep in the Kopet Mountains. This place is rugged, yet breathtakingly beautiful. Rocky ridges stretching into the sky, and the air so clear it feels like you can see every stone all the way to the horizon. Take a look at these trees. They're called arca. They look like conifers, but they're something special. They give off an incredible fragrance that fills the air and casts a deep, cool shade. And here's the most amazing part. Under them, it's always clean and dry. No mud, no dirt. In the old days, before gas reached these villages, arca was used as firewood. It was irreplaceable. It burns with intense heat and gives food an unforgettable flavor. Tea, meat, boiling, grilling, whatever you like. It all tastes better on arca fire. These trees must be 200 or 300 years old. We've been on the road for an hour and a half now. The route winds through mountain serpentines. The Jeep rocks side to side, but we keep pushing forward. It's tough, but for dogs like these, it's worth every bump. The Iranian border lies just ahead, close enough to feel. Our driver is a real fighter, upbeat, tireless, always in good spirits. The car is a UAZ, probably 40 years old, a true legend. 4-wheel drive, Soviet engineered, built for terrain like this. And it handles the mountains beautifully.
Akgush тоже уже в ожидании медикаментов. Ай, говорит, где же они? Водила тоже мой, еще тоже акуленок. В хорошем смысле этого слова, конечно.
We've been on the road for about 2 hours now, even a bit more. The route is brutal, but we're making it. Thankfully, we have reception. We called Agush's shepherd, and they're waiting for us. Our driver says we're almost there. We'll finally make it to the sheepfold. I honestly can't imagine the drive back, or where we'll find the strength for it. But our driver is a real champ. He's 57, a village man through and through, used to hard work every single day. Unlike me, a city dweller who's struggling with every bump. After all this shaking, I can feel every single organ inside me. But he's used to it. Nothing seems to faze him.
Порой бывает, ездю, и они начинают всю дорогу ругаться. Дорога не такая сякая, а этот нет, этот завел, бас, короче. Только скажи, куда, все покажу, все расскажу. Это такой. Нету вот этого нытья, ай, камушек, ай, тут дорога, ай, тут это. Он, короче, знает, на чем он идет уже. Ничему не удивляется, как говорится. Ничему не разочаровывается, потому что он изначально не очарован. Поэтому у него и нет разочарований. Анна, итговы горяме, а? Добрый, итговы горяме. Я говорю, собаки нравятся тебе, как ты, конечно, по-любому. Едем, короче, едем.
We're almost there. Just a little further to Akgush's sheepfold. But we just got a call from the shepherds. The road ahead is washed out. There's a landslide. We'll have to park the car up here and walk the last kilometer down. There's no other way. You simply can't get through.
Это не асфальт. У меня уже здоровье тоже не позволяет. Тяжело. А ему хоть бы хны. Он только в азарт пошел. Он привыкший, да, я чё, как заводские собаки, понял? Так же этот городской человек совсем другой, чем сельский. Бас у него, мыльница, чайка красная. Датчики, бензин не показывает. Остальное все вроде работает. Сил моих нет, короче, больше, не знаю. Даже думать не хочу, что еще обратный путь предстоит, честно говоря. Даже думать об этом не хочется пока. Ух ты!
And this black and white male is Gaplan. He's about 5 or 6 years old. Behind him, 3 wolves that he's taken down. He's an incredibly powerful dog. I filmed him about 3 or 4 months ago. In front of you is a watchtower. Everything beyond it is already Iran. See how deep into the mountains we've come? We're right on the border. We left the car behind those hills, high up in the mountains. Getting down, we managed. But getting back up, I honestly can't imagine how we'll do it. Well, I can imagine. But where we'll find the strength, I really don't know. But we're here. And now we're heading to Agush. This white male is Alabai. He's only 7 months old, and he's the son of Agush. Next to him is a female, about a year old. Watch how the shepherds feed their dogs. This bread is as simple as it gets. Just flour, water, and salt. No yeast, no baking powder, nothing else. They soak it in goat's milk and give it to the dogs. But don't think this is all they eat. At sundown, the mountains come alive. They become a metropolis of creatures. Rodents, locusts, insects. These dogs eat everything. They're more than capable of feeding themselves, and here's the most amazing part. Nothing keeps them here. They could find bread like this on their own, anywhere. And yet, they stay. They're bound to the shepherds, to this land, to the flock. They'd give their lives for them. Can you feel that? They could wander off to dumps, to villages, anywhere, and eat just as well, if not better, than what the shepherd gives them. But they don't. There's something in their blood, a chain, a link that cannot be broken. Because in truth, they don't depend on man, and still, They remain because this is their place. This is their herd. This is their life.
Гель, Акуш, гель! Акуш, гель! Надо его сюда тянуть, мы к нему приехали.
And here he is, our main hero, Agush. He spotted a dog from a neighboring flock. And despite his condition, despite being barely able to stand on 3 legs, he still walks toward him. There won't be a fight, of course. These dogs have seen each other many times before. All it takes is for the other male to drop his tail. And look, he does. The Alabai is a noble breed. If he sees that the other dog has backed down, he won't push further. There's no bloodthirst in him. Not like pit bulls or fighting dogs that would tear into their own kind. These dogs are different. They're noble. They're not killers.
Gel Akуш, gel. Да, çağırsana şunu dost Akуш. Gerek bir yerde срочно. Это сын ихний. Акуша сын. 7 месяцев. Он говорит, я тебе от него одного дам щенка. Так, давай его привяжи.
Many of you probably remember that video I filmed of Agush with that terrible wound. Now take a look at how it looks today. It's almost completely healed on its own. And here's the amazing part. There's no pus at all, no sign of infection, at least from what we can see with our own eyes. The wound is perfectly clean, as if a doctor had been personally caring for him. But the shepherd doesn't even look at it. He doesn't pay attention to these things. That's how strong nature is. That's how powerful this dog's immune system is. His body heals itself, and without medicine, without bandages, without help, simply because he was built for these mountains.
Единственная проблема, вот эта нога, говорит, дерется, говорит, падает он, короче. Недавно опять дрался вот там у него тоже. Но мы ему сейчас привезли. Сейчас вытащим.
So we brought Agush 5 shots of ceftriaxone and 5 of Novocaine to dilute the powder. We brought ichthyol ointment, a very strong effective remedy. We brought deworming tablets, and also a special solution. You mix it with water, about 40 liters, then pour it over the dog, and fleas, ticks, everything falls off. We brought enough for 2 dogs easily. And we also brought a special wound powder. But either way, Agush will put weight on that leg. I'm 100% sure of it. He's going to be fine.
Без всяких медикаментов. Но тем не менее мы уже доехали по-любому ему передать то, что взяли, мы все передадим. Акуша. Вот по такой арчой, короче, расположились. Тень шикарный дает он. Телефон тоже как положено, не отстают, короче, они от моды. Живописные места.
Agush is not just a dog. He's a living example of loyalty and resilience. For 6 years, he's lived in the mountains, guarding the flock, enduring heat, cold, wounds, but never leaving. He could walk away. He stays. He's bound to this place, to the shepherds, to the sheep, by blood and by heart. He's not just an Alabai. He's a warrior, forged by the mountains. Dogs like him aren't born in kennels. They're born here, in the wild, where every day is a battle, every step a test. Agush is the pride of the breed, and he carries on his duty no matter what.
2 раза в день делай, хорошо будет. 2 сапар gün. Дай берде. Берде, да? И берде, да. И берде, да. Ава. Gün 2 сапар. Только гайрат, болями. Будет иш халал. И основной берде, смотри. Берса на новокаин бар берде. Урмалы. И Beş sana ceftraxon var. Ceftraxon var порошок. Новокаин gün bir sapar. А о, beş gün voler ayrıya воспаление. 5 дней кали. Sen biliyor меня или? Понял, да, düştüm?
Here I'm explaining to the shepherd the treatment plan, what to do with the medications. To be honest, I don't speak Turkmen very fluently. I'm a Russian speaker, but we find a way to understand each other. Gestures, looks, a few simple words, and we connect. At least I really hope we do.
Su et и баклажкада бәрді çalış. Клещ убирает он. Понял, да?
Ceftriaxone will take care of the inflammation from the inside. Ichthyol ointment will draw out all the pus from the outside and act as a great antiseptic. So basically, we're cleaning him from both sides. Then, deworming tablets. When parasites are gone, his body will have a much easier time fighting the infection. Plus, wound powder. This dog will get back on his feet. One way or another, he's going to recover. It's only a matter of time.
Клещ, блох, млох, что есть, все убирает он. И это гурджук дерман. Бір таблетка 30 кило, таблетка на 30 килограмм. Здесь 2 таблетки, смело на него можно. Да, о. 60 кило бар, да, или вяз 60 кило бар. Болы.
This life is not for the weak. There are no warm kennels here, no regular meals, no vets who come on call. There's only the mountains, the wind, the rocks, and the flock. By day, scorching heat. By night, freezing air. And then there are the wolves, the sickness, the wounds that no one treats. These dogs are their own doctors, their own guardians, their own providers. They don't know weekends. They don't know rest. They sleep with one eye open and eat when they can. Every single day here is a survival test. And many don't make it. But those who do, they become legends. They don't complain. They don't whine. They don't beg for mercy. They just do what they were born to do. Because this isn't a choice. This is who they are.
И пенициллин, да, и туда сделай, и сюда сделай, да. Ау, и туда, и сюда сделай. Это уже новая рана у нас. Акуш, короче, шума навел. Шума навел, Акуша. Bu mas var ya, антисептик бар отайды içine dost. Если микроб ölüyor, спокойно прям вот так эта мазь, он там все, что надо, сам убьет. Дищик, эту дырочку там сделай его. Все, он от температуры сам там расплавится, куда надо зайдет. И аяк более. И там нога у него вообще ничего нету, Более все. Он расплавится, сам все, сам сядет, куда ему надо, эта мазь. А у меня поясница от этой дороги как будто не своя. И цефтраксон, новокаин сделаешь, gün bir sapar. И янки пудра тоже говышу пудра, вара пудра.
И барсапар уруйсума.
Уршуват, прям сейчас сделай спокойно. И гурджук дерман шувара, гурджук дерман тоже говый, качественный, что гурджук дерман. Говыша.
This breed is over 4,000 years old. When it first appeared, there were no doctors, no veterinary pharmacies, no superfoods, no vitamins. Nothing. just mountains, wind, rocks, and the flock. And yet, the breed survived. It made it all the way to our time. Do you understand what that means? It endured without antibiotics, without vaccines, without special care, only through the power of nature, strong immunity, and natural selection. These aren't just dogs, they're living history, unbreathing, running, guarding for thousands of years. They don't ask for special treatment. Their value lies in their hardiness, in their ability to survive where others fall. That is their true greatness.
Yavaş 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 yavaş. 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 Bola 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 kuşa bola. Bola bola. Bola 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 kuşa bola. Anna, yat jamka. Yat, 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 yat. Yat, yat, yat spokojno.
Here, at the very edge of the earth, where the sun-scorched mountains of Turkmenistan meet the horizon of Iran, time seems to stand still. This is a world with no room for weakness. Wild, brutal cliffs, freezing winter winds, and suffocating summer heat test everyone who dares to call this place home. Life here is not mere existence. It's an exhausting, relentless labor. Endless drives of flocks under the burning sky, miles of rocky trails where every step is a battle, and a constant tension hanging in the thin mountain air. In these unforgiving conditions, a unique character is forged. The character of true warriors, the ancient guardians of these mountains. Purebred Aboriginal dogs. Look into the eyes of this male. He is 6 years old. For a wolfhound of these lands, that is a venerable age. Surviving this long is already a feat. His body is a living map of battles, every scar left by the fangs of wolves and hyenas. In his veins flows the original, untouched blood of his ancestors, blood that has never known kennels or show rings. He was born for the war, for survival. Defending the flock and his human, he has looked death in the eye more than once and snatched victory from the wild. Today his hind leg is injured, and in this harsh land, such a wound could easily be a death sentence. The wild mountains show no mercy to those who stumble. But today, the laws of the mountains have given way to human gratitude. We have traveled this long road to the very border to bring medicine and help the one who has selflessly protected others his entire life. In his wounded yet defiant gaze there is no fear, only centuries-old wisdom. Dogs like him are the living heart of these mountains. And as long as this warrior breathes, as long as his pack holds the perimeter, these harsh peaks remain under the watch of a guardian like no other.
Некоторым собакам канает, между прочим, вот такой вот неуклюжий стиль. Мне больше вот так вот нравится, когда. Akgush, Akgush. Yo, sen yanımda otur bu avo. Avo yanımda otur. Gel, Akgush. Ma, Akgush. Что там? Ну чё, Акуш? Акуш? Акуш,
The mountains hold their silence, and in that silence, centuries, winds, destinies. Every stone here remembers the steps of those who came before. Every trail carries the scent of flocks, and the breath of dogs that never give up. We leave, but our footprints remain. Our voices, our warmth, our care, all of it stays in these cliffs. We don't know if we'll return tomorrow, in a year, or in 10 years. But we know one thing. As long as dogs like these live in these mountains, there is life here. There is a soul here. There is hope. And as long as we remember them, they are not alone.
С сожалением, также спасибо сказали всем. И Акуша, все будет у него нормуль. Все будет у него нормуль. 6 лет. Акушама. Достума мен Акуша, достума. Друг мой Акуша, Акуша мен достума. Достума лен Акушама. Достума. 6 лет. Ну, все клыки, все на месте, между прочим. Акуша мен достума. Лапа-то мне его нравится, да. Пясти мне его, и голова у него четкая. Ушки, бля, вообще такой жесткий. Вообще жира нет у этих собак. Шкура, мышцы, кости, все. Машалла, Куся. Ну все, миссию свою мы, короче, завершаем. Далее едем в село, оттуда я уже во сколько приеду, не знаю, буду двигаться в сторону дома. И также посмотрим, возможно, что по дороге попадется, тоже отснимем. В общем, все будет нормально, Акуш, давай, держись, крепись. Вот пастух его вот в военной вот этой форме. Болядо, все, Савол. От души поедем мы тоже. Снаряжение. Он тоже валит отсюда. Гума. Его соловей-разбойник, а Оляра. Соловей-разбойник. Лайк, репост, подписаться, отписаться, все, что можно, все тыкайте, короче, там. Арча. 7 месяцев. Акпай. Ей год. Гарагöz. Ма. Хорошая голова. 7 месяцев. Акпай. Он, короче, рожден, сын повязал свою мать. Все четко у него, постав, все дела у него, все четко.
I didn't have the strength left to climb back up to the car. The shepherds offered me a donkey. Otherwise, my heart simply wouldn't have survived that steep ascent. I don't even know how to put it properly. This animal is so intelligent, so hard-working. He carried me up the mountain so smoothly that I barely felt any jolts. You sit on him like you're in an armchair, an irreplaceable companion for a shepherd. A good donkey is a true ally, a real treasure in these mountains. The landscapes here are breathtakingly beautiful. Look around. No litter on the ground. No empty bottles, no cigarette butts, no empty packs. Everything is so clean, as if no human foot has ever touched this land. The nature here is untouched, pristine. But wherever people go, there's usually dirt, chaos, and ruin. And I'm truly grateful that this planet still has places like this and where man hasn't yet left his mark. The beauty here is indescribable, and the air feels different, free, light, real.
Для человека просто не выразить даже словами, насколько это полезное животное. Идет он, от души идет. Правда, здесь только голову надо. Опа, кучама. Красота. А вот наша и машина как раз таки. Ага. Фу, красавец ты, Акуш, отвечаю, молочек. Ты меня спас. Ты меня спас. Азара нету, браток. Ты меня спас.
Look at the kind of crossings these dogs make every single day. Right now, Agush's flock is moving upward. They need to find fresh grazing. And after that, they'll head back down toward the water where we filmed them earlier. Can you imagine how strong and resilient you have to be to cover these routes several times a day? I honestly can't comprehend where the shepherds, the sheep, and these dogs find the strength. It's beyond my understanding. It's simply incredible.
Твою мать. А Рейшак красавчик, да, у меня вот такой кайф остался. Я не ожидал, честно говоря. За 5 минут он сюда меня донес. Я слез, он таким легким бегом побежал. То есть вообще не напряг для него это, да, хочу сказать. Вон там овцы с пастухами снизу идут, короче, в ту сторону. И вечером они, получается, опять будут идти назад. И опять туда, вот где мы Акуша снимали, там они опять будут ночевать. Откуда у них столько сил дыхания, я не представляю. Пастухи это, в натуре энерджайзеры, робот-терминаторы.